This is your brain. And this
is your brain on Tom.
All right, here we are. I think this is episode 72 or 3 for my show, but we're also doing a double show.
Yes, welcome to Your Brain on Tom and Retrocast. This is episode 7? 6? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember. I was on episode 5, but now we're doing it together.
Yes. How are you doing, man?
Good, how you doing? Sorry, my table's very wet. I don't know.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm doing pretty good. My battery's getting low and it's getting dark.
That's when the best living happens.
Oh, man. You know about that?
No.
The Mars, the rover that's up there got stuck in a sandstorm, and the message that it sent back, it's like all over Facebook, all over the internet now. It sent back a message, and that's what it said. It said, my battery is getting low and it's getting dark.
That's awesome.
It's so sad.
Put that shit on a t-shirt.
It probably already is on a t-shirt. If not, someone's got to hop on that.
I've never even heard of that. So I guess I don't read social media as much. My social media lately has been so curated to just like stupid shit that I only want to see.
It's all over Facebook here. I'm going to pull it up.
Yeah, I've not even seen it. I don't really, I guess, browse Facebook as much as I used to.
It's pretty much the same exact thing here.
Is it a picture of the, what you call it, the actual transmission?
No, but people have done edits of it. Like this is a pixelated, like 8-bit version.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. It says my battery is low and it's getting dark. That's so sad.
It's so weird that it can like battery low. I get that as a message a robot would send, but also like it's getting dark.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's like it's like a person.
It's crazy. I mean, they lost this like I don't know how much it cost. I'm assuming maybe millions of dollars. This multi-million-dollar piece of technology that's just stuck up on Mars forever. You know, years from now, if we ever,
I guess
I don't know if
purpose, right?
Yeah, I mean,
like no one's ever getting that back. No one expected that, right? I'd hope so.
I was supposed to like take like pictures of Mars and stuff. Now, I'm not a space expert, so don't come after me, guys. I'm not a space. Oh, the word's out now. But my guess is like it was just supposed to like take pictures of Mars and just discover certain things and try and find different elements up there and stuff and see if it's like ever going to be
habitable.
Habitable, yeah.
I think it is, isn't it? Isn't that, or is this Elon Musk a crazy person? He's like, we can live there. I swear to God, we can do it.
I don't know. I mean, I trust everything that man says. I think he's a genius, and I would love to become best friends with him.
Yeah,
imagine spending a weekend with Elon Musk. A whole day is not enough to the Elon Musk experience.
I would just want to hang out with his girlfriend Grimes because I think she's awesome.
You wouldn't want to hang out with. You wouldn't want to hang out with both of them.
I mean, sure. But, like, she would be the priority. I found out that my brother knows someone who, like, roomed with her in college. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? That's so cool.
Elon Tom's trying to move in on your woman.
No, I just want to hang out. I just think she's cool. I don't even want to... She's just, like, so weird. That, like, I just want to, like, I want to see what, like, hanging out with you is like.
This is interesting because I don't really know anything about her.
I don't know if I really
Did you say girlfriend or wife?
It's his girlfriend.
Okay, so he's not married.
No. It's like pretty recent. I don't even know if they're still dating. They just went to the Met Gala together, and I've just assumed ever since.
They went to the Met Gala? They're definitely together.
Yeah, so I just assumed, and like at no point have I heard like, oh, it's not happening. And then her next song was about like artificial intelligence taking over. I'm like, well, that clearly was an Elon Musk influenced song.
Oh yeah,
there's no way.
If anything, he was the one who wrote the song.
Right? Yeah, it was it's definitely like a her thing.
Does he play an instrument at all? I wonder.
I don't know. I know he's really into video games.
Yeah.
I remember I was listening to some interview he was going to have. I think it was like a pre-interview thing. Like they were like setting up, and he was just like asking questions. They just happened to be recording it all, and it was like him just being like, "What games you guys play? I'm really bored." He's just like, it's kind of like, "You guys are doing anything cool? I'm really bored. I want to like figure out this thing I want to play with."
I'm fucking bored. You guys got Beat Saber?
Yeah, that game's so fun.
It is really fun. I'm really bad at it. I've been meaning to stream it, but I don't know what. Well, basically every awesome video game that we have in my apartment, Dave owns.
This Dave fellow is a pretty dope dude.
He is a really dope dude. That's why I've been living with him for so long.
That's so cool.
I even told you, like, Dave, if you're listening to this is I'm not saying this just because you're probably listening to this, but he's probably like the coolest roommate that I've ever had, and I've told you this, like for the amount of time that I ever have roommates, like the short span of my life where I just live with roommates, I don't want anybody else but him.
That's awesome.
Because he's a really awesome dude.
Yeah, the one time I was hanging out with both of you guys, he was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, it's just cool.
I knew you two would gel really well together because you two are basically the same person.
Yeah, he's literally the only person that recognized my Comic Book Girl 19 shirt. I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? What a total homie.
Yeah. Freaking, it's a shame that she's not on, that she doesn't really do YouTube anymore.
She is coming back, kind of.
Is she?
She posted something on Patreon that was like, it was her set, and she was like, I forget exactly what it was. It's like coming back soon or something. Like, holy shit, all right, let's do it. That's awesome. But it hasn't happened yet. She's like streaming and like playing like games and stuff.
Yeah,
now.
I've seen some of her streams on Twitch.
Yeah, she always streams so late. Like, I'm always like getting ready for bed, and she's like, I'm going live. I'm like, motherfucker.
Where is she? Is she in on West Coast?
Yeah, she's in LA.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, she's been in LA like the entire time, but she's like from the South. I forget where, Alabama maybe.
I don't know. I don't know that much about her. I've seen. All I know is like. Some
I've
of
heard
her.
She was on a Kind of Funny podcast years ago, like before they moved to the studio, and she talked about that a lot. That was only the first time I ever found out what her real name is. It's Danica. Although she's trying to rebrand to Danica 19, so I should probably start saying that.
Yeah,
I should probably start calling her Comic Girl 19.
Her like Instagram handle or something to Danica.
I think her Twitter is the same thing. Yeah. That she switched it. But like she had talked about like I know she's from the South, but I can't remember where. I think it's like Alabama because she's really into like college football, and one of those colleges is really big, and I can't remember which one it is because I don't follow it enough. So I don't follow sports. I can't tell what her Instagram stories are about. I'm like, I don't know what this is.
I always feel bad about well, no, I don't feel bad actually. I shouldn't have said that because I don't follow sports. I've never really been into sports. My parents tried getting me into every kind of sport possible, like playing it. But I was never really good at sports.
It's weird. None of my parents, none. Like I have more than two. Neither of my parents give a shit about sports. Never tried to push it. I just kind of ran track and cross country because I liked the people that were there. I didn't really
same.
try.
Yeah, people that don't know, Tom and I actually ran cross country. Well, when I was coming in, I've said this the last time I was on your podcast, so if I repeat things, I apologize, guys. But
it's been long
I remember. Enough. Yeah, that was like episode 46. But I'm
glad you remember. One of us has to.
When I was coming into BG, you were leaving.
Yeah.
So we were only on cross country like one season, I think.
I think it was about one, yeah. Yeah. Because I graduated in 2011. Yeah, because I graduated college in 2015. So I've been out of high school a while. I was talking to my mom yesterday, and I was like, I'm about to be out of high school for like 8 years. Like, it's weird.
let me see if I can find the photo from the Guilderland cross country meet.
Oh my god.
It's on my Facebook. I know it's on my Facebook.
That is I remember going to that. We used to go there every once in a while. Was it once a year? I forget. I don't remember our schedule. There are some people I talk to that ran, and they can like rattle off facts so much about everything they did. I'm like, I showed up a lot. I don't know what's that. You would think I was like on a fucking bender most of the time because I don't remember anything, but
that's nuts.
It was a good time.
Where is it? Oh my god. I hope I didn't delete it.
I often think about running again, but then it's cold, so then I talk myself out of it.
Well, just wait till summer or spring.
Yeah. But then I'll probably actually have time to do it then. I might as well. But it's been so awful. And like every morning I wake up, I'm like, I'm going to totally do it. It snowed. I'm like, what?
I've only just started getting back into shape and going to the gym like regularly and like being conscious of like what I put in my body. Like when we were out getting like monsters and stuff, like I picked one up and I was like, look, I'm like looking at like the nutrition facts. I'm like, what have I become?
Well, you have that one is the zero.
This one has zero sugar, zero.
I don't know why this one does, but it's peach and it's delicious.
I can't find this thing.
But I kind of am like health conscious, kind of. Like, I don't know. I don't. It's weird. Like a lot of times I'll like I'm kind of hungry. I'm like, well, am I really, or am I just feel like I should be eating right now, but I'm really not?
Yeah, that's something that I've always kind of like struggled with.
Yeah,
like really like thinking like, do I really need this slice of pizza right now, or am I just craving it? Just
right. Yeah, like it's not like a little just before we like got back in here to do this, I was like, I feel like I'm getting hungry, but also it's like the timing doesn't make any sense. So I might just be like, it might be like a boredom thing, or I'm like, oh, I should just do this because like. We're out. We're out. I should pick up. Like I was almost gonna buy like when we bought the monsters. Like I should buy like this candy thing. I was like, but I'm not actually hungry. Like I don't want this. Like
All right, I found it, but you're not in it.
I'm not? Oh, hilarious.
No, but I could show it to you anyway. 2010. Look at that. 2010.
Oh my God, look at John Bowman. Where was I? Oh.
Did you run cross country that year?
I ran every year, but 2010, I may have been injured.
Okay.
That might be what that was.
What did you do?
I didn't tear it, but I aggravated my Achilles tendon.
Oh.
It was like inflamed or something.
Dude, any kind of injury to your Achilles tendon or your heel, your foot in general, you're basically just out.
It was like, it started as a heel problem. I was like, wow, my heel hurts a lot. Like, what's going on? And then I went to the doctor and they're like, oh, it's like the entire back of your leg is like all fucked up right now.
That's crazy.
I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Sure. Sounds good, doc. So it may have been when I wasn't running for like a little bit. But I can't remember. I thought that was in track. Maybe it wasn't though. No, everything's a blur. I don't remember. Like I said, everything just melds together. I have no memory of how anything works.
I was horrible at cross country and track, but the thing was the whole entire socialization thing.
Yeah, that's all I wanted it for. Yeah.
I feel like I was really shy when I first came because I was coming to a new school.
I remember you being very shy.
I didn't know anybody, so it was kind of weird. Claire was actually one of the first friends that I made, and she made an effort to be my friend, which I thought was really nice because I was like, huh. Like, I'm new here. She was new, too. For some reason, I didn't think that she was.
It's because her whole family was there at the same time. Yeah. So that's probably why that she felt more comfortable. Because I even think I knew who she was when she showed up. Because I think I knew that every single one of her family members, they all ran, so I knew most of them. Yeah. And so it was just like, when you have like a family member with you and you go to a new place, it's like way easier. Because it's like, oh, okay. Everyone else knows that family member. So like, oh, hey, this is my sibling. Like, all right, cool. Yeah. So that's probably why, because I feel like I also was like, oh yeah, I know who this person is before ever actually meeting them.
And we were locker buddies all 4 years of high school. Like, I don't know how that ended up. I don't know if they did it like with like alphabetical order with like last name or whatever, but we just always ended up next to each other at our lockers.
I know I was always they always had us alphabetical because it was like me, or it was like these two girls were like best friends, and I was just the one that separated them. Yeah. Because of our last names were like just enough apart. So I think it was alphabetical. I think
if they ever got into like a fight, you would get caught in the crossfire.
Right? Yeah. Always. I can't. It's so weird that you keep bringing up Claire because I'm like, I don't think I've ever really talked to her. I think that today I'm realizing like I've never spoken to this person.
She wrote something really nice on my graduation card, and her and Gwen did, and I have this like whole board of like different like things throughout the year, and I think that like through like the years of like just like memories and stuff, and I think that's clipped up on there somewhere.
Oh, so it's just like you just happen to see it recently?
I just happen to see it every so often, and I'm just like, oh, they're really awesome people. Yeah. Claire does stand-up comedy in New York City.
So
I've never
cool.
actually gotten a chance to see her in person, but I saw a YouTube video of her.
Oh, really?
She's really funny.
How did the video do?
I don't know. I didn't really care. I just fast forward. It was a bunch of different like stand-ups. I think I think she's part of a comedy group.
Oh, okay.
So this is so weird that I'm like talking about this like right now, and I haven't even gone to visit her. But like I just skipped to the part where she was, and dude, I was laughing really hard. She's a clean comic, but like,
interesting. I guess
I love when clean comics can like pull it off and make me laugh really hard.
Yeah, I'm always interested in like how people put it together. I think comedy's really cool, and I like watching it and trying to figure it out. Like a lot of times too, it's potentially insane. I don't know why I do this, but like I will if I'm going somewhere, sometimes I'll just like write a joke in my head and then like say it as soon as I get there for no reason. Like I don't know why I do this, but I've done that several times where like I've shown up with like after 45 minutes of like me trying to break out this material and then just say it real quick. I remember one time I did it, and then the one guy that was in there had done stand-up, and he was like, oh, that's comedy right there. I was like, all right, cool. So I did it right, I guess. Like, I don't know what's going on.
I'm not sure if I could do stand-up comedy. I've always entertained the idea of doing it, but I don't think the idea of writing like a 30-minute to an hour set.
Well, I guess you don't, from what I've heard, you don't like, that's not like your.
Well, that's not what you start off doing.
Yeah,
that's not what you start off doing. Most of the time, I think it's like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think that's like, it's it. I want to figure out how to do open mic stuff up here, mostly just to go. I would like to go and watch it for a little bit. Yeah. And then maybe be like, okay, I kind of get a feel of what this is supposed to be like, and then do it. Because really, the only real point of reference I have is like professionals. Mm-hmm. So I would like to see like people who are terrible try like attempt it and be like, oh, okay, it's like it's not as scary. No, I'm seeing other people like who are also new at this or trying it out and like
everybody bombs. Like the most famous comedians
they'll all admit
bombed.
Yeah,
so they probably still bomb to this day.
Right, yeah, they'll all admit
trying out new material.
That's happened to Louis C.K.
Yeah,
he was trying out new stuff, and then everyone just went for the throat. But like he was just working stuff out. He had no idea. It wasn't attempting that to be like his best shit or whatever. So that's gonna happen.
Yeah,
when you're just trying to work out whatever you're doing. Like, is this funny? Oh no, this is really bad. All right, cool. Well, we won't do this.
You never know until you perform in front of a crowd. You can't perform in front of you can perform in front of your friends, but like at the end of the day, they're probably gonna just laugh at your jokes because it's you.
Right.
You need to go in front of people that you have absolutely no like. Go to open mics.
Yeah.
Perform for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Bomb, bomb constantly until something happens.
Oh Jesus Christ! Every comedian I've heard, they're like they always want to go to places where, it's not their fans.
Yeah.
So that like they can find out like, is this actually funny or is it just like these people like me anyway? And so like that's actually like kind of figuring it out and wading through all that to see like what is and what doesn't work.
I think it's hard to do 5 minutes because if you're a comedian who's just starting out, you want to win the crowd over. Trying to win a crowd over that you've never seen before in 5 minutes. And also getting to the punchlines of your jokes.
Oh, yeah.
It must be the hardest thing.
Oh, it's super. I've heard people, too, where they go on, like, late night shows where they only get, like, 5 minutes. Some of them are like, I've been doing, like, 45 hours for years now. And, like, I had, like, this, like, I can't only maybe tell, like, my style has turned into, like, long stories or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, I have to break this whole thing down or maybe never do a joke that I normally would because that's not what my actual performances are like. This is like a weird snapshot of it. That's like I can imagine it's very hard.
Yeah. Are you familiar with Joey Diaz?
Oh yeah,
dude, he is so funny. His stories are the best.
But they're super long.
They're really long, which is why I like his style of comedy.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. But like you couldn't do that on like a late night show. Yeah. Also, you couldn't do anything he says because he's so vulgar.
Oh, Uncle Joey.
He's so funny though. I haven't seen his Degenerate special. I've been meaning to watch it.
I haven't either.
But every time I've gone, I always go to Netflix with a purpose. So I never just like go in and be like, what's on today? Like I'm always like, oh, this thing is on there. I'll go and watch this.
Yeah.
So I'll always be like, oh, I should watch that. And then I just never do. I've only just started using the queue. I've never done that. So a lot of times I'll would scroll through and be like, oh, I should watch that someday. And then I'll just remember this movie's on here.
Yeah.
And then just never, at the moment I click on the next movie, it's gone. I have no memory of it.
You're familiar with Hannibal Buress?
Mm-hmm.
You ever see his special, Hannibal Takes Edinburgh?
Have I?
It's basically like a vlog of like he went over to Scotland and
they had the comedy festival.
The comedy festival where he performed every day for a month.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, you basically just like watch him like I wouldn't say a descent into madness, but there's one night where he gets booed off stage.
Oh wow!
And he doesn't come back. He's just like, "Where's my check?"
Wow.
Yeah.
I should watch that. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. And like the MC had to come out and be like, "Everyone make some noise for Hannibal Buress," but meanwhile he's off stage just like, "Fuck this place."
Wow. That's intense.
Yeah.
I know he has a story about being in Edinburgh of like this girl who like quotes rape statistics at him. That joke is so funny.
I don't hang out with people who quote rape statistics.
I just learned that right now. So funny.
One-on-one people are walking away from this conversation.
It's so funny. That's the only, I didn't realize he had like a whole thing about that. That's pretty cool though. I would love to see that stuff be more documented.
Mm-hmm.
I just like documentaries a lot. I found out. Like I forget where I was. I was somewhere, and I just kept, every time someone would say something, I go, "Oh, there's a documentary about that. Have you seen that?" And they're like, I was just like, "Why do I keep bringing like how many documentaries have I seen?"
Documentaries are great. Documentaries are great. Just like sit home, just like smoke a little bit of weed and just like watch a documentary.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I just and like they're always so neat. And like it's weird too. I always feel like, oh, well, maybe I'm not in the mood for this one, but I always put them on and be like, that was the right call. Like I should have watched this.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know why. I'm always like every once in a while I'm like, oh, I don't know if I need a documentary right now, but I always do. You watch any of the Fire Festival ones?
No, but it is on my to-do list.
They're pretty. I've only saw the Netflix one. It was pretty good.
You told me about this, didn't you? Yeah.
It's the only thing I'm not sure about is I've recently learned because I'd never heard of Fuck Jerry before.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like a huge part of the whole story, but they paid for the Netflix one or produced it partially. So they come when their part of the story happens. It's like we had no idea what this was. We're innocent. Wink, wink, and left.
Yeah.
And it's like. But when you like have now that both of those documentaries come up, the conversation has brought them back into like everything in the limelight. Everyone's like, wait a minute, they were way more involved, and like are like supporting this and promoting it like crazy, like they might just be as guilty as everyone else. So it's like kind of weird when you're like, huh, okay. I guess
Netflix makes a lot of good stuff.
They really do.
And the coolest thing about Netflix is that you can get away with whatever the fuck you want.
It is kind of cool. It's really cool to see someone who's done like a lot of network stuff and been forced like 22 minutes and then be like, I guess I can do however long I want and just go on forever. It's like sometimes it doesn't work, like the Arrested Development season 4, where some episodes are like, well, this is just dragging on. You guys should have really just cut this down a bit more. But it's cool and just to have the opportunity. Yeah, I haven't watched the Coen Brothers movie that's on there yet. I keep forgetting
I haven't either.
The Ballad of
Buster Scruggs.
That's what it is. Yeah, I've been meaning to watch that forever. It's apparently pretty long, or it's like in 7 parts or something.
I think it is pretty long.
So I've been meaning to watch it, but I just keep forgetting again because I always go to pretty much just watch Power Rangers on Netflix. But I try to branch out and do other things.
Tom and I were talking about doing a. Let us know what you guys think. Tom and I were thinking about, since this year 2019, we're already working on live action stuff.
Yes.
And I've talked about that on my streams and stuff like that. But we also want to start branching out and doing more things, like possibly do movie reviews. And the one thing that we talked about when we were in the car today was about reviewing the original Power Rangers movie.
I'm so down, but I love it so much.
I haven't seen it in a long time, and I would love to do that.
Got it right back there. That little tin there, that's what I was talking about.
Oh, snap. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the complete series.
It's like I think I dropped like almost $200 on that, but it was fucking the best thing ever.
You see how happy it is?
Oh yeah, go ahead. I forget. I think it's like there's 6 cases in there. 5 cases. What is it? Oh no, it's 4. But each one is. How do I get this out?
I never saw the new movie.
Like, it's not bad either. They're like each Ranger's helmet is on each case.
That's awesome. I've always wanted to have like an authentic like Power Ranger costume. I was a Power Ranger for. I always wanted to be the Black Ranger, probably because black is my favorite color. Now everyone knows that I'm like a really sad person. But
no, I think
no.
Both original Black Rangers are dope. What's on this one? Oh, it's just the White Ranger's helmet.
Yeah.
I actually wanted. I know of how to do it. It's very expensive. It's like almost like $1,500, I think, to get a full authentic one. But there is a company out of, I believe it's Indonesia. Or is it Malaysia? I'll find out because I follow them on Instagram. And they are now the official like branded company for like Power Ranger cosplay.
Yeah. This is probably a stupid question. Did they have to like overdub, like go into the like studio and like record over them, like when they would talk with their suits on?
Yeah. So that's all done in post. What was I looking up? Oh yeah.
I was about to say, because those helmets look really heavy and probably don't feel that well.
So actually, if you watch, where are they out of? They are Indonesia. Yeah, okay. So what they do for a lot of it is, like most of the original show, especially the early season, like the very first one, is we're in a scene. Usually, it's some kind of school-related thing or the juice bar or whatever. They're hanging out, and then they cut to bad guys talking. That was all dubbed because that was original Japanese footage. Then Bad Monster shows up, usually in the park because they had a lot of like grass scenes in the Japanese footage, and then they would morph. That was all Japanese footage, and then they would do whatever, and then they'd have like maybe 2 minutes of more live action stuff where it was the actual people, and then so most of it was a dubbing job, and it's just very interesting. Later on, as they've gone through, they have some seasons have been more original content where they had to redo a lot of it or whatever. But yeah, it's pretty much most of it is just like a dub thing. Yeah. And then but some of the things that are noticeable is like when the Green Ranger's around, his shield, which is for some reason what they call the chest plate. I don't know why. That is when it's the North American one, the American one, it's like made of like foam and felt. It's like weird. And then the Japanese one's like a hard plastic one. So like you can very clearly tell when they like redid footage in the American one and then when they went and did the Japanese one because the shields look so drastically different. We're going to have to like point
out things like that too.
Yeah. It's super weird to watch, but the early stuff in the show is so fascinating on the production level because like who the fuck thought this was a good idea and was 100% right?
Yeah. Dude, Lord Zed,
so
like
good.
That's like
they're doing like a new toy of him soon. Oh, it looks so good.
Dude, when I was a kid and I saw that, I was like, what the fuck?
That's original. That's American. there's no Japanese counterpart to that. Because when they did the show, I think it's the first season's so long. I know it has all the numbers the episode numbers in this case. It's like
I'm like it's literally a dude with no skin.
It's 60 episodes in season 1, which is bananas. And
they just stack those discs on top of each other.
Yeah, it's absolutely the worst fucking way
that's so bad
to do this.
Did you see the underside of one of those?
I haven't used them yet.
It's not that bad.
It doesn't really move much. It just pretty much sits on my dresser.
It's a nice decorative piece. You could use it as a paperweight.
No, yeah, I mean, it looks nice. I mean, it's weird, though, because a lot of this shit is on Netflix, but I just want to have it. What was I saying? Oh, it's 60 episodes long. Or 60 episodes for the first season. And, like, that's pretty much all of the Japanese footage. Like, they, like, ran out, reached out to Toei, and were like, hey, you need to do more of this because we're crushing it over here. They were way past these suits in the Japanese, because they only do one season per suit in the Japanese show. So they were way past that, but they still keep a lot of the things around. So they were like, all right, we'll film more stuff. And, like, if you watch the first season, if they're in their suits and talking, like, it's a magic season. It's not a tech thing where, like, there's no, like, Zordon and Alpha who make the suits or whatever, and, like, they literally create, like, in a lab, the White Ranger. None of that shit is in the... So, like, they talk, like, telepathically in the Japanese show, but when they had to do some of it, you'll notice they start talking into their wrists, because that's where they had their communicators in the American show. The Green Ranger and the Pink Ranger had no chemistry in the original show, so then they started doing more scenes where they were together because they were an item in the American show, so they'd, like, redo it. And so, like, by season 2, things start to change. Like, this is weird. Like, all of a sudden...
Like, is it to the point where it doesn't make any sense?
No, it makes sense. They do a decent job doing all that, but it's, like, it's weird once you know that. Like, they had to reach out to the company that makes it. They had to play catch-up, and play catch-up, yeah. It's like, and like the White Rangers from a season they never used the suits of.
Dude, I love the White Ranger series, like story arc.
Yeah, I think if I ever did one, it would be either the Green or the White Ranger. But I really like the White Ranger's outfit more. I think. I just think it's pretty dope, and I don't know. I think I can do Tommy pretty well.
Yeah,
I have the same name and the same haircut. So
I always loved Zane from Power Rangers in Space, the Silver Ranger.
He's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's so cool. In Space is so good. It's so good. I honestly wish Power Rangers wasn't so long, because it'd be more easy to recommend it to people.
Yeah, I stopped after Dino Thunder.
And that's one of the only ones I never watched, and that people love that one.
It was pretty good. I don't think I ever stayed around to the end, but because I think they switched networks.
Yeah.
And I only had like 10 channels available as a kid, so I was like, well, fuck, I guess I'm done.
That's the one where Tommy comes back, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's where he. That's like his. That's I think the 10th anniversary season or something. I forget. No. I want to say. Was it that one? Ninja Storm was supposed to be like this fucking. I forget what they call it. Hexagon or something was the working title, and they had so many ideas. They were like, we're gonna bring everyone back and do all this crazy shit, because like the Mighty Morphin Alien Ranger, which is like this weird intermediate season, which is kind of terrible. It's only 10 episodes though. Where like aliens from Aquitar come to take over because all the Rangers became children, because they lose at the end of Mighty Morphin.
And they become children?
They become children.
What?
And the last episode that's on Netflix, they just lose. It's just like, we're kids now, and the camera's like, oh no, it's over. And then like, if you don't know Alien Rangers is a thing, you'll be like, I guess they just lost and it's over?
It's nuts.
But then after Alien Rangers, that's Zeo, which is phenomenal. Zeo is so good.
It was really good. Oh man, dude, now I'm excited. We need to set a weekend where like I'll just freaking cancel streams for the weekend and we'll just come over and just watch Power Rangers. I'm fucking serious, dude. Let's do it.
I love it so much.
Like if we could get caught up to Dino Thunder at some point,
I would do that. I'm
after that, I don't care. That's where my childhood with Power Rangers ended.
Oh, I'm so
as far as I'm
everything.
concerned, the rest of the series can go fuck itself.
Dude, fucking the suits for what is, I can't remember the American name right now.
Sorry if you're a Power Rangers
Super
fan.
Megaforce, that's it. The pirate one? Oh my god. So awesome. Apparently the season is terrible, but the suits are so good.
I think the reason why I stopped watching was because it was like the corniness was starting to get too corny.
I could not disagree more. Love it.
Just starting to
love it.
It was just starting to become really cringy.
I love it.
I mean, of course, we're going to go back and watch Mighty Morphin and be like, oh, this is kind of...
Oh, it's dated. It's weird and old and super strange.
Yeah.
The genre that this comes from, Tokusatsu, which is the Japanese like live action special effects thing, is quite possibly my favorite thing in existence, and I don't know why. I have no... Like, I was talking to my mom about it, and she's like, yeah, I don't understand how you learned that this was a thing or learned that you liked it or anything, because no one showed this to you. Like, somehow you found Power Rangers on your own and was like this and just fucking planted your flag there. Like, this is it.
I owe my love for Power Rangers to an old babysitter of mine back when I was in kindergarten. And this was around the time when they were on Time Force.
That's the next season I'm gonna watch. I'm in the middle of Lightspeed Rescue right now. Not bad.
Oh, dude, I love Lightspeed
Not
Rescue.
bad.
Dude, the theme song for Lightspeed Rescue.
All the theme songs are fucking fire. I don't know who they get to make them. They're so good.
Oh man, I wonder if
so good.
I feel bad. It's like these bands, like they go out and play, and they're just trying to like do their thing, and then people shout. It's like, do the Power Rangers theme song.
Dude, the fucking what's they're called? That was a weird sentence. Power Glove that played at PAX last year.
Mm-hmm.
They just broke out the Power Rangers theme song. Like, this is the greatest fucking moment of my life.
Yeah. Dave was there for that too, I think.
Oh, really?
I was out doing some other stuff, and I was like, damn, I can't believe I missed that.
They went from the Pokemon theme song to the Power Rangers theme song, like, back to back, and I was like, my dick can't hold all of this blood. I'm gonna fucking pass out. This is dope as fuck. I was so hyped.
Man, someone requested on one of my drum cover streams to do the Pokemon theme song, and I completely bombed because I never watched Pokemon growing up. I'm like,
Really?
I don't know where this is going.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I grew up watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Like the very first,
Watched
like
that too. It was great.
the very first like portion of Yu-Gi-Oh! When it was good.
I actually have a deck of Yu-Gi-Oh! Behind you that is a like Kamen Rider Tokusatsu like themed deck. It's on the floor, like right that and that is like whatever that white thing is.
I see it.
Yeah. They're the masked hero cards, and they're all like Kamen Rider themed characters. So like the fusions are pretty much.
I don't even remember how to play, but
I've learned it's not as interesting anymore. But is there a card behind this one? No. So yeah, like the masked hero cards, like they all look. They're basically just based on like the Kamen Riders. I guess it's just those three that I have. But I was just like, this is a dope fucking. Why would they do this? This is such a cool thing to do. So I was like, I'll make a deck about that. They send around this. I don't think it's perfect. I forget. It's all Elemental Heroes, which I loved. GX. Did you watch GX as a kid?
no.
So good. It's just like a Yu-Gi-Oh school. It's fucking dope. And
I just remember some of the darkest shit in Yu-Gi-Oh.
I mean, the whole thing of being sent to the Shadow Realm isn't the lightest topic.
No, no, not at all.
It's pretty intense.
What were those items? What were the
The,
beasts called again?
Beasts.
The really powerful.
Oh, the Egyptian god cards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were they called?
There was Ra. There was Obelisk, the Tormentor, and there was what is the red one? Slifer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had that blue dragon.
The blue eyes?
Blue eyes, yeah.
Yeah.
I had that card, and when I had that card,
deck.
I thought it was just like, I was like, this is the most valuable thing I'm ever gonna have.
Yeah, all the in GX they go to a Yu-Gi-Oh school, and it is Jaden is the protagonist, and he has a superhero deck called Elemental Heroes. They're fucking so cool, and there's like three. It's like a Harry Potter. There's like like houses within them, and they're all named after the god cards. So it's like they've like the three different schools or whatever, or the three different houses based on those three cards. Such a good show. I haven't watched it in years, but they used to have it on YouTube. Like YouTube was like not like illegally, like YouTube put it out and just had all of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. I was like, this is the greatest day of my life. That was the last time I watched it. This was a long time ago.
That was me when Time and Wiseau put out The Room on YouTube.
Did he actually? I didn't even know that. Have you seen that live?
Live?
Yeah. Like gone to like a screening?
No.
God,
I haven't actually.
It's a good time. I've gone like maybe
there was one
4 or 5 times.
There was one at the mall, and they shut it down because people were throwing spoons at the.
That's the point.
Yeah, the manager came out. He's like, if you guys keep throwing spoons, we're done.
How do you throw a room screening and not understand what people do?
Someone that doesn't understand pop culture apparently.
Like that's the whole point of it.
Mm-hmm.
And they do them at Proctor's like once a year. And they let you throw shit. It's a good time. They're always like, don't.
Can we go?
Oh yeah,
dude, I want to go because I've always wanted to go to a room.
I want to say they do it in like September. But
okay,
I don't remember.
All right, we got to keep our eyes peeled for that.
Yeah, I follow the group that puts it on Facebook. So if they usually put it up. It's like one of their bigger events. So usually they advertise it for a while. But yeah, it's very fun. Like if people like bring footballs and throw that shit around. Everyone's got the things you say at the screen. You throw
so
spoons. Cool. Occasionally it gets a little annoying when you have someone who's not playing along and they're trying to come up with their own new stuff and they think they're fucking hilarious. So they'll just keep screaming at the screen regardless of what like you're supposed to say and just try to like outdo the rest of the crowd. And it's like, bro.
See, I don't know a lot of the I don't know a lot of the things that you got to do. But I'll just go along with it.
Oh, yeah. It's just fun to be in that environment of everyone's so excited. And
it's like everyone's seen the movie so many times. It's just like you don't need to sit there in silence and just watch it. It's like it's like an interactive thing.
Oh, no, yeah, it's very fun. And like when I first went, I had known of a few of the things you say. And then I started, like, people were coming up with stuff that now is something, like, when I go, like, my friends I've gone with, we still bring up because it's so funny. Like certain, like the I don't know if you're supposed to, but like when like the camera pans across the Golden State Bridge, you just like go, and if it completes to the other end, then you cheer. If it's not, and everyone's like, oh fuck, oh my god, it's like just silly things like that. It's a very fun time though.
I've been meaning to show it in my like Discord for like movie nights and stuff, but then every single time I think about doing it, I'm like, there's so many people that like said that they want to like see it that haven't seen it. I'm like, I don't know if I want to subject them to this. I don't know.
Oh, it's a good time though.
Yeah.
You should just do like
just because of the awkward sex scenes.
Fucking hilarious.
They are friggin' hilarious.
Did you see the
Disaster Artist?
Yeah.
I did.
Look at the movie. I enjoyed it. It was fun.
It was really fun. And I love at the end, like the credits, they like do the comparisons like side by side.
That was pretty neat. I know there's some stuff that's a little apparently inaccurate. Like the way the movie ends, where everyone's like they're laughing at it. Like when that movie first aired, everyone like left the theater. Like people were pissed.
Oh really?
It took like a year before people started watching it as like a so bad it's funny type thing.
Yeah.
And then like I can't remember. I feel like Seth Rogen's character is wrong in some aspect. I know that guy tries to claim he's the reason that movie's like that in real life, because like I forget what his position's supposed to be, but he's like, oh no, if I wasn't there, it wouldn't be this funny. Like I would have. It's like, bro,
it's such a weird thing. Can you imagine like being like really old and then having to tell your grandkids that you worked on The Room?
Oh, I'd be so down. Like I can't even believe. Like it would just be such a weird. Must have been just such a weird experience, and then just be like, yeah, this is a thing that like people love. Like I would be so into it. Like this is the best. I'm so happy about this. But I don't know. You'd have to have a very, or rather, you'd have to deal with like a year of like trying to hide that from your resume.
How many careers do you think were destroyed because of The Room?
It's a great question.
Like, not just with the actors, but with like people working on set.
Oh right, yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, Greg Sestero's career is just The Room at this point.
Yeah,
like he's always.
Is he rich?
I don't know. Well, according to the book that I've read a little bit of, the Disaster Artist book.
By the way, guys, money does not mean everything. I'm just curious.
He was not going to do the movie. That's another thing about that the movie that's not the same as the book is in the movie he was like weirdly like just like smitten by Tommy Wiseau, just being like, oh yeah, I'm totally just gonna follow him. But in the book, he's like, this guy's kind of an asshole. Like I like him, but like I don't really want to work with him.
I was wondering why are they actually like best friends in real life?
I guess now, but like at the time when the movie first is like, or when the book is first starting, he's like, I don't know, like I hang out with him, but he's kind of a weirdo, and I don't really want to do this movie. And his girlfriend was like, well, how much is he gonna pay you? And he said whatever number, and she's like, you're fucking doing that movie. So apparently he was paid a fuckload, but I don't know. Like what?
Because like you get this weird guy from God knows where, and he's just like, I'm gonna make like the greatest movie of all time.
I still love that he tries so hard to just be like, nope, I'm an all-American boy. Like, all right, man.
So where are you from?
Louisiana. I think that's where he says. He says he's from Louisiana or something. I know someone, or I don't know if it's true, but someone found a yearbook picture from someplace in Poland that looks a lot like him. And like the ages match up, and I was like, I think
you gotta wonder,
is
his name really Tommy Wiseau? Yeah,
I forget what it was too, because I don't think that was the name in the yearbook. I forget, but like someone's like, I think this is him, and it makes the most sense.
Yeah. Have you seen that movie that they did, Best Friends?
Yeah, I saw part 1. I forgot part 2 was supposed to happen, and then it came out months apart.
Oh yeah, it was such a weird timing thing.
Yeah, and apparently it turns into like a vampire movie or something.
Oh my god.
It's fun. I enjoyed the first part. It was kind of cool to go at the premiere, or the day it came out or whatever, because like no one really knew what to expect. Like we all expect garbage, but not at what level. And so like the crowd. At
this point though, is it because Tommy Wiseau is such like a giant like pop culture figure? Is it the fact that it's gonna be shitty, or the fact that it's gonna be that's a Tommy Wiseau movie that people are gonna like?
Well, the whole movie's not great. Like there's like weird decisions, and I think a lot of it is like Tommy just went off script, and you're like, I guess that's the take we use. Like there's like weird things that happen that's like this doesn't make much sense, but it's still like entertaining because he's such a weird clown. But it was weird to watch the crowd slowly warm up to the movie. Whereas like at first they're like, this is just weird and bad, and then people start to laugh at it, and then by the end of the movie, everyone's just having a good time, going, what the fuck is going on? This is so weird, and everyone's having fun. But yeah, it was a good time. I enjoyed watching it. I should find part 2. I don't know where the fuck that is, and it's been so long. I should probably rewatch part 1, but I don't know. I don't know what the process is to find that. I don't know if they were smart. They put it online somewhere just for streaming, but I don't know what they did because it's just whatever we can do. But I don't even know if Greg's done other movies. I feel like he just kind of died.
Well, I can look it up.
Yeah, I feel like he has.
I don't think he died. I think he's still alive.
I feel like he has. I can't remember what it was, but I do feel like he's done something, and I was like, oh, okay, he did other things, but who cares about anything else he's ever done? He's done the best thing ever.
Greg?
I forget who wrote that book with him, too. I feel like it was someone mildly important, but I don't remember.
His net worth. I gotta see.
Yeah, what would that be? I'm just
curious. Oh, wait. Oh, he's been in other things. Okay, so The Room, The Disaster Artist, Best Friends, Retro Puppet Master, Dude Bro Massacre Party 3, The Pit and the Pendulum,
the
Alien
Dude Bro
Presence.
Massacre Party, that was before The Room. It was way before The Room, I think.
I think so.
I think he talked
2015.
About it in the book.
No, 2015.
Oh, is it 2015?
Yeah.
Okay, I forgot to swear he talked about something he did in the book. I can't remember what it is now.
Alien Presence, Big Shark, but this is not even...
He seems like a nice guy.
Oh, it's coming 2019.
What is? Another movie he's doing?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Let's see, what's his net worth?
Yeah, I would be interested in that number.
I'm gonna be put down your guesses now. I bet it's
I'm gonna say like
a million or somewhere there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go like maybe 1 to 2 million.
Let's see.
There's no way he's a huge thing.
Oh wow, we were actually way off. 500,000.
Oh really? I was always gonna go lower. I was like, but he's been doing so much. There's no way.
I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, the next movie he's doing in 2019 is another Tommy Wiseau directed film.
Oh, sir. Is that
Big Shark?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Director Tommy Wiseau, there it is.
3 firefighters must save New Orleans from a shark attack. Good
And
God.
Tommy is in the movie.
Yeah, of course he is. What else would he be?
Well, if he directs the movie, he has to be the star.
Of course. It would be a mistake.
He's like that little kid. He's like the little kid that's like in the class play and like talks louder than everybody else because he wants to be the one in the spotlight.
Oh yeah.
When in reality, he's just a fucking tree.
Yeah. God, he's such a dope. I love him a lot.
I love him. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I love him.
Don't get me wrong, Tommy. I love you.
He's just really weird. And that's like, it's fun. It's fun to know that he exists and is still out there making
And on
stuff.
the top of my Twitter feed, settled debate: are humans food? Yes, PT. They are food.
What was that? Oh, there was a fucking Twitter like poll that I saw that was like, what is the true like relationship for Cloud from Final Fantasy VII? And I was like, boy, this is just gonna end in a fucking fist fight. Because it's like if you've ever played the game, it's
I haven't.
The game opens with this girl, Aerith, and you're like, oh, this is probably... Or it opens with him and Tifa being really close. She's like the monk of the game. And then this other girl, Aerith, shows up, and she's like... There's like a weird chemistry between the two. You later find out that like Aerith was Zack's girlfriend, who is the guy that Cloud thinks he is due to experiments. That game takes a weird turn. But like Tifa's clearly the right answer. Like, you'd be crazy for that you'd not believe that. But people, for some reason, do. And like Aerith dies, all that kind of stuff. What you can do. It's a great game, though. It's a good game.
I've been meaning to get into those games, but it's like, what Final Fantasy are they on now?
15.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you can do them all in about a year if you're insane like I am. And they all vary drastically in quality. Oh, good lord. I started playing Final Fantasy 14 again, and holy cow, there's so much in
Is there ever a game in that series where it's just like, they just shit this out just to shit it out?
No, they usually all have quite the production, and they build them for a while, but I think Final Fantasy 13 is the worst game I've ever played.
Wow.
It's real bad. It's so bad it like actually is staggering. Where I'm like, I don't understand how any of these decisions were correct. Like no one was like, hey, you should not do this. Like that never happened apparently. And I don't like 10, but a lot of people love 10. And I don't like 8, but a lot of people love 8. 2 is weird. It made a lot of weird calls, but it was also 1989 or something, 1986. So
yeah.
I'm willing to forgive you for making a weird choice because the JRPG genre really wasn't a thing at that point. It was pretty much brand new. So that's okay. But yeah, there's some weird ones in there. 14 is the MMO, and I don't know what it is. I'm crazy. Like I know, like for some reason, it's right around winter. I always get the itch to just like go back to an MMO. I'm like, I gotta play one. I don't know what. I don't care which one. I just gotta find one. And it's usually like WoW. I'll just like jump in at like January, February. But I had just played a bunch of WoW for when Battle for Azeroth came out in like November. And I was like, you know what? I don't think I need to go back to that. That one is not that. That expansion is not as fun as I wanted it to be. And so I was like, well, you know what I did do? I bought the newest expansion for Final Fantasy 14, Stormblood, like right when it came out. And then after I bought it, the servers had a bunch of problems like on launch day. So they couldn't even log in. So I was like, fuck, I'll come back to this later. And never did. And so I was just like, oh, I fucking paid for this entire expansion. I might as well try this again. So I jumped back in. And as soon as I jumped in, another friend of mine was like, hey, I see you resubbed to Final Fantasy 14. You should transfer to our server, and then we can, like, play together. I'm like, fucking okay. So now I, like, have a guild, and I'm hanging out with people. It's a great time. Nice. I'm having so much fun. And I've caught up with the base story. But there's, like, 5 patches with, like, 10 quests and their storylines each, and hundreds of dungeons I've never done. But they have, like, really cool ones. There's, like, 14... is almost like a love letter to the series where they'll often like have an entire thing dedicated to like, hey, here's a reference to this game you loved a lot. Like the current, they have like 2 forms of raiding where they do like an 8-man raid, which is like the traditional, more competitive one where it's like, these are pretty hard. You got to have a team together to figure this out. And they have what they call alliance raids, which are 24-man teams. And they're just like, they're usually like very grand and big. And also usually centered around a reference to some older game. Like the first one they did was the final dungeon for Final Fantasy 3. So it was all of Crystal Tower. It was the labyrinth basement part of it, the actual tower portion of it, and then the World of Darkness, which is the very last part of it, which is just like, hell or whatever. And now what they're doing now is the entire story of like the Evil East world, which is what Final Fantasy 12 is, but also Final Fantasy Tactics and Vagrant Story all take place in that same country. Or yeah, it's like a region. And so they all just kind of take place there. And the whole dungeon, or the whole raid for this one is like you go to the city you start in Final Fantasy 12, and you're like running through there, and then you go to, and you do all this stuff in there, and there's a couple of, I forget what the other parts are. And then they bring apparently somewhere in the story, there's like a race that people love from Final Fantasy 12 called the Viera, and they're in Tactics too. They're like just hot bunny chicks. People love them, and they're putting them in the game in the next expansion. Everyone's like, fuck yeah, but I think you meet one in the story at one point, but they're coming into the game now, and it's like, it's just like if you love the franchise, it's like
hot bunny chicks is in like women that are like bunnies.
They are a bunny race.
Hot? Oh, okay.
And they're very tall and very attractive. I'll find a picture of one.
I'm just over here just like writing notes on the clipboard about all this, and I've got to connect the dots.
Oh, I don't need Viera Florida. I need Viera Final Fantasy. So this is Fran. She's the character from 12 she's like a party member.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I might be a furry.
You and everyone else on the planet.
I might be a furry.
Yeah, that's Viera is a race of female bunnies.
Oh my god.
There's men in them, and I cannot remember for the life of me. My brother was just asking me about them, how it works, and I forget. But I feel like when you go to the Viera town in 12, there's someone that you can talk to who's like, yeah, the men are like feral, and we have to go like get them or something, or like they don't they don't trust them, or they're like less intelligent than the women, so like they don't belong in our society. So they like only like reach out to them when they need to breed. I forget how it works though. But like there might not be male playable Viera, which I kind of hope they're not. Cause
that's so wrong. Like the female bunny race. What are they called?
Viera.
They deserve equality. God damn it! Don't reach out to them because you want to breed. Reach out to them because you want to connect with them.
Yeah, I forget. I want to say they're like literally like dumber or something. I forget how it works. I forget, but there's a thing where they're like,
educate them.
This is why
send them to school.
This is why there's no men here. And I was like, that's interesting. But there's like, I don't think there's ever been a male Viera in any of the Evilise games. Not that I've never played much of Tactics, so I don't know fully how that works. But and like what it seems like is they're really moving into like, because like my one friend's like really into Final Fantasy Tactics, and we were doing the first raid together. And it's like, are they trying to tell us that the world of Final Fantasy XIV and the world of Evilise are the same one? Like, we're going to the same city. All these races are showing up now. Like, this is weird. Like, I guess this is all connected.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, but it's fun because you're like, oh, okay. I'm like, they also do fun things like the crossover events with Monster Hunter, which they just did that when the Monster Hunter had that with Final Fantasy. They both of them got like they traded a boss to each other, and it's really cool because they just treat it like the game. It's like very like you have to like in the Monster Hunter raid or fight, it works like an MMO raid where he like will throw down these giant comets and you have to stand behind them so you can survive an attack, and like it's like it has like MMO mechanics. There's threat. Have you ever played an MMO?
I have. I've done the Old Republic, which was really bad, and Black Desert Online, which I did on PC, but now my PC's kind of I need to replace some parts in it, so I can't really run games the same way I used to.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm currently I'm in a guild with my friend Lena, but I haven't played in a long time. I haven't played since like probably April 2018.
BDO has like a threat mechanic, but I know Old Republic did. You know, like they have a tank.
Yeah.
So like you had to do that in Monster Hunter, which has never been a thing in Monster Hunter. So you had to like get its threat and stuff. It was really cool.
I can figure it out. The beta for Xbox just came out, just started.
The people I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV with now, they were an old BDO guild, and they all burnt out on that and came over here. So I'm not entirely sure. I've never played the game, and I don't know.
It was hard. It was a grind leveling up to 50 because before it was like then like I could barely kill anything without dying. I would need like higher level players to come help me.
I know the high end stuff. Oh, excuse me. A lot of people say that it's basically just pay to win.
Yep.
So I've been kind of avoiding it, but the combat looks so fun. That's like kind of
It is really fun.
Kind of interested in playing this.
It is pretty fun. It's nice to go through like a whole wave of enemies and just like get a bunch of shit done.
Yeah. So that's why I've kind of thought about playing it, but it might just be because my current guild right now in Final Fantasy is like, holy shit, BDO, fuck that. That's kind of like deterring me from trying it. But
you get to ride a horse.
They've been playing it forever. Well, you can ride many dragons in Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
They have with the or the Monster Hunter event. I want to get all the Monster Hunter stuff because I got all the Final Fantasy stuff in Monster Hunter. So like I'll do it the other way around, and it is going to take so goddamn long. Oh dear God. You have to get you can ride the dragon. The Rathalos can become a mount, but I think minimum I'm going to have to do the hard mode of the Rathalos fight, which I think is the exact same fight, but instead of doing a team of 8, you do a team of 4, which is what teams are in Monster Hunter. I'm like, that's an adorable touch that like you care that much to try this. So that might just be harder because there's 4 less people. It might be the same thing, but I'm not sure. But I have to do that 25 times at minimum. And we have to do it correctly 25 times. Because the big thing with Monster Hunter is you can break the parts of the monster off. So you can like damage its wings and it will fly less. Or in some cases, or most cases, you can cut their tail off and they lose an attack. They can't do a tail swipe or something. And you can do that in this one where you can like it falls out of the sky and it's like rolling on the ground and you can attack its tail and damage it. But if you do that, you get another place to loot from. So hopefully that happens every time. I don't know. It could take forever, but I want that mount. It looks pretty.
I need to play Monster Hunter. I guarantee the same thing. I said the same thing the last time I was on this podcast that I need to start playing it, and I still haven't.
It's a good game. I've put, I think, almost 300 hours into that. It's fun. I'm like kind of running out of stuff to do, but I still put in like once a month to give it a shot, or even once a week sometimes, depending on what, like, if there's an event going on or something.
Yeah.
They just did their Witcher event where you can play as Geralt for a little while, and it's like just a Witcher quest. It's so weird. You like walk around, have to talk to people and ask them questions. There's like side quests. It's fucking whack. And then you fight this like it's a leshen, which is like those they're like root monsters. I'm not even sure what their source of energy, like magic, is, but they just look like giant monsters of roots, like a scarecrow almost. And it was pretty neat, fun to fight them. And you get a couple of things if you did it. And I think if you do like everything in the quest, you get like a new title or something. I forget exactly what happened, but I wasn't like you had to, or the weapon that Geralt used was his sword, and when it's applied to the Monster Hunter mechanics, it plays more like sword and shield. And I don't like using the sword and shield. You could buy the other weapons that you are more familiar with and use those. If you're like, oh, I am a dual blade main, I could pick up dual blades for Geralt, but I figured I'd try it once with his weapon. It was weird. You could throw fire though. That was cool. They had like a method, the spell he could ignite people.
Nice.
That was pretty cool. He's really cool in Soul Calibur 6 too. I don't know why he's popping up everywhere, but the Japanese seem to love Geralt for some reason.
I've only played like one Soul Calibur game. It was the one for the Nintendo Wii. I forget what it was.
There's a Wii Soul Calibur game?
I think so.
There's a GameCube one. Unless there's like, I think there is actually. I think there's like a weird offshoot Soul Calibur game for the Wii. I've never played that one. I've only played like a few. I think I played two, 4. No, I didn't play 4. So 2, 5, and 6, I think.
Have you played Apex Legends yet?
I have not. Everyone loves it so much. I just haven't played it.
It's so much fun. Like, I'm gonna sound like a broken record here because everyone's basically saying the same exact thing that I'm about to say.
Everyone loves it.
But I there's a lot of people that say they hate battle royales because
I'm one of them.
because like they don't have a lot of fun playing, which I guess that's fair. That's fair to say. But I don't shit on other people that like those games. Personally, it's just not for me.
I'm not a fan. I've never found one I've liked. I've tried them all, including the Counter-Strike Go one.
Yeah.
Super weird.
I liked Realm Royale a bit, but my computer could only load me into like 3 games.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know. I'm not really big into shooters in general, just because that's really not my type of game. But Apex Legends has turned me around.
Everyone loves it. It looks pretty neat, but I haven't. I don't know. I could try it before I really speak out about it, but I have not. Nothing about it has gripped me. The battle royale genre is very tiring.
The matches to me are really quick.
That's good.
It's really fast paced.
That was the nice thing about Fortnite was you could get in and out pretty quickly.
The one thing I love about it is the ping system.
Oh right. There's like there's ways to communicate without actually communicating.
Yeah. Like you can ping enemies, you can ping loot, and the thing about the loot is that I never really struggle to find good loot
because it's always the best level it could be, right? Is that how it works?
For guns, yes. I believe
there's no tier system. It's just like you found.
There's different levels of like armor and different levels of that kind of stuff, but it's all. I think it's all fairly good for the most part.
That makes sense. I mean, from what I've heard,
people are gonna be people that listen to this are gonna be like, you don't understand shit about Apex Legends.
From what I've heard, the decisions they made seem to be the smartest ones. Like you can respawn your teammates, and your loot's kind of always the best that you can find. There's always like you don't have to find like a better version of a gun. You find the best version of that gun. Combat's quick. There's like you have abilities or whatever for each class or whatever. Seems like it's a good idea for that version of that game. Just haven't found a time to be like, I need to play this. I don't know. I'm not even a huge shooter fan either. I like Counter-Strike a lot. I think that game's fun, but that's like more, that game is more using your brain than it is using like a Twitch reaction. Mm-hmm. Like you can be kind of mediocre at shooting, but as long as you understand how to not or where someone's going to come from, or almost like predicting what your opponent's going to do, it's a lot more fun to just be like, I'm just going to stand here with my crosshair where your head is going to be. And
I loved Counter-Strike.
I haven't
touched it in years, but I loved it.
I think it's a very cool way to play like a shooter. It's very, very cerebral. I think it's very fun. Mm-hmm. And I like Overwatch a lot, but almost for the same reason, because the only characters I really enjoy playing are the ones that don't really need to aim, which is like Reinhardt,
I love Overwatch.
Winston, and Lucio.
I haven't been able to play it in such a long time because my PC hasn't worked. I don't want to play it on anything else other than PC.
Yeah, I like PC for the most part. But I've played it on the Xbox. I
wasn't a big fan. It didn't feel the same.
Yeah, when I played it on Xbox, I didn't at the time I was like 100% Lucio only, but playing him on controller was so weird that I was like, this is not as fun.
I've kind of forgotten what it's like to play games on PC, and it's so sad because like I've been a PC gamer for so long that like now that I've switched over to console, I miss it.
I have been bouncing around between the two for a while. Like I've been playing a ton of Tales of Vesperia. They finally put that on PS4. It was originally on PS3 in Japan, and then they ported it to Xbox 360 over here, of which I own it on the Xbox 360 digitally, and also have no idea where my Xbox 360 is. So I oh, I really want to play this game. I have no idea where any of the pieces are to put this together, so I didn't play it again.
Is it here somewhere?
I don't even think it's in here. I think my brother took it when he moved out. I have no idea where it is. And so everyone was like, but I have a PS3. And everyone's like, hey, I really wish you would port this game. That'd be great. And they're like, no. And then finally they're like, all right, the definitive version of this game is out. That's on everything you can imagine. Here you go. And I was like, all right, fucking let's go. I'm finally have a fucking... So I've been playing a ton of that. And then I always kind of bounce around like Kingdom Hearts. I think I have Kingdom Hearts 2 just sitting in my PS4 right now. Just because might as well just put this on and play it a little bit.
Why not?
Because it's the best game I've ever played. And then I've been... the Nintendo Direct happened, and they had... they're like, hey, Final Fantasy IX is just out right now. And I was like, the fuck are you saying? So I just bought that on... I think I own that on literally every system you can. I think I own it on... I think so. I think I have it every single... Because I have it on the PS4. I have it on the PS1. I bought it... The PS1 Classic version on my PlayStation... on my Vita, which goes to the PS3 as well. And now I have it on my Switch. I think I literally own it everywhere. But God, so fun. That game is so pretty.
I'm excited for Super Mario Maker 2.
That was cool. That's a cool decision. I think that's a really... I'm not a huge Mario fan, or even platformers in general. So I've never been like I have no affinity for that. Yeah. But I think it's a fantastic idea. There was a fan project. No idea if it's still around because it may have gotten C&D'd.
Probably if it wasn't affiliated with Nintendo, it probably did.
No, it's a Capcom. It's a Mega Man maker.
Okay.
And I don't remember. I want to say that they made it, and then Capcom's like, yo, this is the real shit. Fucking here you go. And then it became an official thing, I think. And I'm like, that's a cool fucking idea. And they had, like, really cool... I think they had, like, some weird powers that you could use. Like, I want to say, like, there was a Meta Knight one or something. Oh. Like, weird ones. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. But I'm not really even a big Mega Man fan either, because just platformers are tough. I don't know why. I'm so bad at them.
I think I just played platformers a lot when I was a kid, that now I'm just like, platformers are like one of my favorite like genres of games. Mm-hmm. But
yeah, it seems to be that's what it is. Whatever you had a lot of as a kid, that's just your thing. Because all I ever did is play like RPGs as a kid. Yeah. So that's just like all I ever. I
love RPGs too. Like platformers and RPGs are what I grew up on.
But like that's like all I have. Like fucking like all I play. It's fun. I enjoy them. It just kind of the only thing I wish is that they were shorter. Yeah. Sometimes like I will like play because what I used to as a kid.
RPGs.
They're so long. Yeah. I would go to like a GameStop. And I would buy like maybe 2 games because I would go like maybe once a year. So I'd save a bunch of money, buy like 2-3 games or whatever. And I would play like all of them at once and finish none of them. And so when I was like in about high school, I was like, I will play one game at a time and we'll finish it. I will not play another one until I finish it. Or I just...
That's the biggest lie you could tell yourself.
I've done pretty well lately. I've been pretty good at it. Okay. Usually what I'll do is I'll have like one online game or some multiplayer thing and then one like single player thing I play by myself. And that's usually how I can break it up. So if it's like, okay, I'm tired of playing this game over and over again, I'll jump onto another one. I can kind of break it up that way. But it kind of works. I kind of get through some of them. But I still have Digimon Cyber Sleuth. Still haven't finished that. That one I was like in the middle of playing, and something came out, and I was like, "Oh, this is way better." So I moved over there, and it's I want to go back to it, but I like restart it now. It's a hassle. But I try so hard to be like, this is the one game. This is your console game. This is your usually I try to separate them too. It's like this one's the one you play on your console. This is the one you're playing on PC. Just keep it separate. Yeah, that's nuts. Don't get yourself trapped where you're playing like 4 things at once. Like I'm not gonna finish any of these.
Kid, don't get too penisy. Yeah.
Hang on, I'm gonna go pee.
That sounds good. I'm gonna post that photo on Instagram.
Go ahead.
In the meantime. While you were gone, I talked about putting Gold Bond medicated powder on your balls, and then I was just like, "Take this part out. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore."
You kidding me? That's fucking free content. Of course I'm keeping it now. We'll see how it goes when I listen back to it. Oh man, I just down these monsters, and they just make me have to pee. Dope.
All right, Tommy, want to hop on this segue and go into a different conversation?
Yeah, sure. Take it away.
How have streams been lately for you?
So, I haven't done one in a while because I was in the middle of playing Kingdom Hearts 2, and this is right like a week before Kingdom Hearts 3 was going to come out. But the game had like leaked for like a month, and so I'm playing, having a grand old time, and this dude comes in my stream and is like, "Hey, is this a spoiler-free stream?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, obviously." And then he just fucking dumped like a massive spoilers for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh my god, I hate when people do that. Fucking asshole. Whoever you are out there, if I ever see you, I'm gonna take this monster can. Hear that? That's gonna be your head.
It was just like I all I saw was like a couple of keywords or whatever from what he was saying, and I was like, oh, he's trying to spoil me. Blocked him, and I was like, well, I guess I can't really. I am kind of playing with fire with how close I am before the actual game comes out. So I could probably just like focus on this and just finish it and maybe just avoid potentially getting spoiled. So then I just dodged that. And I didn't really want to stream my first playthrough of 3 just because like I just figured I would, I want to experience this for me. It's been so long, so I kind of wanted this game. I have like vivid memories of talking to a friend of mine in like 5th grade after like the secret movie of Kingdom Hearts 2 is the climax fight from Birth by Sleep, but he was like, bro, this is what Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be. And I was like, what? Because we didn't know what was going to come next. And like they're like, oh my god, this is so weird. And I was like, I got to go unlock this secret movie now. And like that's how long we've been thinking Kingdom Hearts 2 is going to be the next one. And so finally now we had. So I was like, all right, I'll just do this by myself. But I've been thinking about jumping back on and just streaming fucking whatever. Vesperia or Final Fantasy 14. But Final Fantasy 14, a lot of it is reading text silently to get through like story stuff. So once I kind of catch up with like a lot of the content, I can just kind of push content and do the interesting stuff that's like not just watching static models talk to each other.
Yeah.
I'll probably stream that more just because it'd be a lot more interesting visually. And I love the endgame content of that game is super cool. It's always very flashy and fun, and trying to play your class efficiently is always fun and interesting to be like, oh, okay. Like it's just because a lot of times too when you're leveling up and you're doing the leveling process, it's a lot of just silent people talking, and then like your job doesn't even make sense because you don't have all the pieces yet. So once you hit the level cap, which is currently 70, then it's like, oh, all the pieces came together, and now I see how my job is supposed to be played. This is pretty cool, and it becomes a lot more interesting, and it's like a lot more fun. So I think I'm gonna, once I can catch up, which I'm almost there. If I spend like another solid day or something, might do that like all day tomorrow or something, whatever I end up doing, and just bang it out and have it done, then I can just like start streaming that too. But then maybe I'll stream Vesperia too, but I'm kind of totally blind when playing that, so I don't know if people care. People would want to watch me play a game completely blind, but could do that too. Or I could just, I was also thinking about streaming me 100%ing Kingdom Hearts 2. Yeah. Because I'm in the process of doing that. I 100% Kingdom Hearts 3 so quickly. That game was like so easy. I don't know why that happened. I was like, oh, okay.
I've never played Kingdom Hearts, and I need to.
They're fun. It's a lot to like.
Here's the thing. Here's why I don't play games like that, because I like to goof around. I like to just be like funny and just like, I don't really care about this. Not that I don't care about the story, but it's like I'm just.
Well, if you don't care, they're all fine. They're like the 1, 2, and 3 are fantastic action games.
Yeah.
If you want to get into the story, it requires a little bit more of like, because there's so many. Kingdom Hearts 3 is technically the 10th game in the series.
I know how loyal the fan base is.
Yeah.
So I don't want to step on any toes.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say like not everyone's an asshole, but most of them are assholes. So
yeah, that's exactly. I was trying to beat around the bush and not say that most of the people who most of the Kingdom Hearts fandom are fucking dicks. But
as an active member of the community, yeah, a lot of people are. It's fucking so weird. There's so many. Like I don't even follow. I don't know who in the community is like talking shit or doing what. I don't know what the fuck it is. But there's so many people. Every time I boot up Twitter, I follow all these different Kingdom Hearts people, and they're just like, hey. This, like, shut the fuck up. Like, why are you, like, fighting people? Like, stop. Like, it's, I don't know. It's so
what do you have to gain from that?
I don't understand. It's such a weird, it's such a dumb thing. Like, I don't, like, it's so stupid. If you're, like, going to be here, like, oh, no, everything is cool and it makes, like, yeah, it somewhat makes sense. But, like, the lore and the story is horrible and it's horribly told most of the time. Like, it's just not, it's not amazing. Just fucking cool your jets.
Have I shown you Video Game Donkey's explanation of Kingdom Hearts?
Yes, I have seen that. It's fucking really accurate. he fucks up some of the names on purpose, but otherwise he's not wrong.
Yeah.
It's like kind of impressive because he does it in a very short amount of time.
That's what I love about his videos, that they're so short, but they get right to the point.
Yeah.
And they make you laugh.
Yeah, he's not wrong. Like, a lot of the stuff he's saying is all pretty much accurate. Literally the only thing, I think I saw a comment that was like, this is like 98% accurate, and like that is correct. Like the only thing I think I can remember that was wrong was just he said the names wrong on purpose, just to be silly, because their names are stupid.
It's the end when he's talking, he's like, the true antagonist of the game is Pumbaa.
Yeah. Dude, the fucking literally the hardest boss I've ever fought in that series is Scar. I don't know why. I got fucking dunked on by him. He was fucking molesting me. I was like, what is happening?
I always have to take a breather from boss fights. Like, there's a boss fight that I am currently in like a little bit of a pickle with, because people want me to continue Mass Effect on stream. But there's this one boss, I forget her name. She's like a witch or something like that. I think she looks like Maleficent.
That's awesome.
Basically. Have you ever played Mass Effect?
I've only played the beginning, and like 3 times I've played the beginning and always drop off when I get to the Citadel for the first time. I'm
not even that far into the game, and this freaking boss fight is making me want to rip my hair out. And I rage quit the stream. I like threw my controller. I'm just like, all right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm done. Bye.
Yeah, there's some I don't know. Some bosses are so hard for like no reason. You're like, what the like? I still don't even understand why Scar is so hard.
Like I was talking, like earlier we were talking about, because like I'm gonna have Tom's gonna slowly start becoming a part of the YoungRetro channel and the production and stuff like that. We're gonna have him on stream someday, and we were thinking of games that we're gonna play, and I'm looking over here at his game collection, and I saw Uncharted, the Nathan Drake collection. I played that a while back, but I never streamed it. I would love to go through that and stream it. And obviously we would start with 1 first.
Yeah.
And that's the most infuriating game in Uncharted, in my opinion. It is so hard for no reason.
That game is weird. Like, I remember when I was playing it, like, most of the time, the most optimal way of, like, fighting was just doing that weird run-back shoot thing he can do. And I was like, I guess this is the best way to handle this.
I have to, like, run away and hide.
Yeah.
And, like, just, like, pick people off one by one.
Yeah, I think I played them all on normal. I forget what I played them on. And I was like, why is it like they are weirdly difficult?
Not having a sense of direction in that game is also pretty shitty too.
Yeah, there are some parts that are like I don't know where you're supposed. Like there's a specific area really early on that I can remember being like, this is a weird. I still don't remember like where you're supposed to go.
But overall, Uncharted is one of my favorite series of all time.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. Just the story and the characters.
I think 4 is the only one I really, really like.
I love 4.
I thought
4 was a masterpiece.
Cool. I think 4 was super cool.
The only thing I don't like is the motion blur. That's why I always turn the motion blur off.
I don't think I had it on either. I thought 4 was really well done. Like, it was a really good, like, culmination of the whole thing.
Do you think they'll ever make a 5 with a daughter? Do you think that's just, like, going to be left up to the imagination?
I think they're just going to leave it alone. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to say, though, because Naughty Dog's pretty good at being like, we'll just move on.
They basically just tied the story up anyway. Like, Nathan and Elena are pretty much never going to go on another, like, adventure. Yeah, unless they Indiana Jones for it.
Which I think they, of all people, understand you don't do that. Yeah, I don't know. I think they're pretty much dedicated to Last of Us now, which I forgot was coming out.
I am so excited for that. I am really excited for that.
I want to replay the first one, and I do own it, but I lent it to a friend, and I haven't seen it since.
When did the reveal trailer come out? Was that like E3 2017 or something like that?
That sounds right. 17 or 16? It was a while ago.
Yeah.
It was quite a while ago. But they're constantly like being like, hey, we're working on it. It's not like a lot of the Square Enix games, just you don't hear about it for years. You're like, is it real or did you quit? Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
So like at least they're like constantly posting stuff like, hey, we're still working on it. Hey, don't forget about us. And everyone's like, all right, you're cool. We got you.
The game that I'm playing from Square Enix, well, I was playing Life is Strange 2.
Oh, yeah. I got to play that. I've only played the first one.
The second episode's pretty good. It's pretty heartbreaking, pretty quick. I was like, the one thing I was worried about Life is Strange 2 is like, is it going to match up to the first one?
And does it?
So far, yeah.
Okay.
So far, it's doing a pretty good job.
I like the first one a lot. That was really fun.
The prequel Before the Storm kind of ruined Life is Strange for me in a way. I was like, I don't like this, but I'm gonna grit my teeth and get through it anyway because I like Chloe.
Yeah, I like the characters. It's weird. Those like episodic games, I don't really ever remember they exist past the first time playing them. Because
here's the thing with those games, you really need to, because there was like a 4-month period where between the first episode and this new one.
Yeah.
So I was kind of thinking maybe I should just wait for the game to be done.
Yeah, that's what I did with Life is Strange 1. Is they had like a Steam thing. It was like, hey, get the first episode for free. All of them are out now, or maybe the 5th one was about to come out. Or something.
I did the same exact thing,
and I was like, oh, okay. And it was like way better to play it that way. But like just like The Walking Dead, I just feel like the story is over and I don't care. Like, it's weird. I don't.
I like the new season. I'm really enjoying the new season. It's the final one, so I kind of wanted to see, because like when Telltale closed, I was like, oh shit, no one's ever gonna. And they were on episode 2, I think, when they closed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they're never gonna. This is never gonna be finished. But nope. It's I saw episode 3 is out, and then the last 2, I think, are gonna come out soon. It's I'm excited to see how it ends. It brought like the seasons, like I played season 1 and then season 2, and then everything in between I still played, but everything that was in between I wasn't a fan of. I was like, all right, this is kind of boring, but the final season brings back that knot in my stomach of just like being like really tense it's something that I haven't felt since the first 2 seasons, so I was really excited about that. I
really liked the first one, but I also really related to Lee, and so when his story was done, I was like, I'm done. Like, I don't really need to see how this continues to go. I like how this ended with this, because... Do
you mind if I spoil something?
Oh, good.
Spoilers, by the way. The most recent episode caught me off guard because Clementine, she's all grown up. She's like in her 20s or something.
Oh, wow.
And she's watching after this kid named AJ. There's this sequence where it flashes back. It's like a dream where she's little Clementine on the train again. And she talks to Lee because like she's lost and she needs advice. And like they brought Lee back for that.
That's
and I was
awesome.
just like, ah.
So that's
my allergies wiping away my tears.
That's a great way to do that. So I can imagine that ends this final season's probably a good like wrap up of the whole thing. It is weird that like they just exploded.
They put a lot of detail into it. I'll show you some things from it after, but like it looks stunning. The artwork is stunning.
Yeah, that's games. The first one looked cool at the time, but like it weirdly, Telltale was an anomaly. They were so weird. Like they came close to being like super cool and awesome, but I think they like just bit off way more than they could chew.
Oh yeah.
So like by the time they were like,
I heard they treated their employees like shit too, kind of.
I don't doubt it, but it's probably because like they had like this really shitty engine that didn't work, and then they were like, oh, we're the new cool kids on the block. Take every job imaginable. So they're doing Game of Thrones. They're doing fucking everything in the.
I don't know if they ever finished Game of Thrones.
No one fucking cared about it. I couldn't imagine that you would. And like it was just weird because like everyone was like, hey, none of this shit runs real well, and most of this shit's garbage. Take your time and do something better with it. And they just never did. And like it just everything crumbled. And by like,
did you play the Batman series?
No, that was the other one too. Yeah,
I didn't either.
I just was like, I don't really like. Every time I ever heard anyone talking about them, any review ever was always like, it's fine, but it runs like shit, and it's so it's like if you care about the story, like I don't really care that deeply, like I don't like how do you? They just killed themselves. They just ran themselves into the ground. Yeah.
But thank God other like companies were reaching out to them when it closed.
Yeah, who's running the Walking Dead now? Is it this Skybound Games?
Yes, Skybound.
That's what it is, right? Yeah, that's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
Robert Kirkman, boy, have you just fucking made quite.
He doesn't care. He focuses on the comic books, and that's it. But he's not even that. He's not even that hands on the TV series anymore.
Well, Skybound is his company, though.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, Image Comics is just a publishing house, I guess. They help with the publishing. You own everything. So if you were to make a comic for Image Comics, like The Walking Dead is, you need to come up with your own company that owns the license that you're producing. So, like,
is that what Skybound is?
Yeah. So okay. Skybound's like that. McFarlane Comics, like everyone has a thing that they do with that. So if The Walking Dead was done by Marvel would own everything. But Image is just like, no, there were a bunch of, was it five? I think it was 5 guys that worked at Marvel. Like, fuck this. We're basically saving your company. We're going to go start our own shit. All moved over to Image, and Image is just like this, like, shell company that everyone has, like, feeds into. So Skybound was his, like,
okay, so he must be really hands-on with the game then.
He's at least hands-on with a company of Skybound games.
Yeah, because I don't even know about that kind of shit.
Yeah, there's a really good documentary about Image Comics. I forget what it's called. It might just be like Image, the story of Image Comics or something, but it's fantastic. And I watched it like a while back.
Man, since I did that crushing the can bit, it won't go back to its normal shape. I'm drinking out of this abnormally shaped monster.
Yeah, you fucked that up.
Yeah, I really did. Like, what shape is this even? It's like some kind of demented triangle.
Yeah, what the... just...
1 corner, 2 corner, 3 corner. There we go. It is a triangle, ladies and gentlemen.
What is this called? The Image Revolution.
Oh, okay.
It's super good. I loved it. It's kind of old too. I think it's in 2014. It's just a fucking interesting story of like these dudes that were like, and like they talk about the fucking just the amount of popularity they had in the 90s, jumping over to this thing and like having Spawn and fucking Youngbloods, and you know they were just fucking Witchblade, fucking so big. They were so popular. People like wrapping around the fucking block to have to pick up a comic from them. It's just like, this is nuts. Like, no one today is like, you could never do that today. It's so weird. But I think comics are fun. I enjoy them. The Power Ranger one's sick.
I've never seen the Power Ranger comics.
I have them all down there. All the ones that are out physically.
Nice.
I don't think that one's caught up in the Shattered Grid, which is like this.
They still make them?
Oh yeah, it's coming out actively. Yeah, they just had a huge. It's new. The Boom Studios run is like brand new.
The same characters from like the show?
Yeah, it's the Mighty Morphin team. Okay. And then what ends up happening is they go to another dimension and they find a parallel Tommy who is basically was like, we're gods, so we're going to act like that. So he takes over the world.
I heard about that.
Yeah, okay. It's super good. And it's just a really cool like story. And there's 2 runs. Boom Studios is the company that makes them. And there's 2 runs. There's Mighty Morphin and there's Go-Go Power Rangers. And they're 2 parallel stories that somehow take place in the same universe. Go-Go might be in the timeline first. I don't know. But they eventually all come together. So they were like, when the Shattered Grid, which was the event, was happening, there was like a couple issues of Go-Go Power Rangers that revolved around it. And then there were a couple issues of Mighty Morphin that revolved around it. And they're, I think I want to say August, they're releasing like the Shattered Grid collection. There's like all the comics that were of the Shattered Grid, but everything I have there is what leads up to it. I think I'm missing one. I think one's coming out in like April. That's another one that leads up to it. And I've read, I think, all of the Go-Go Power Ranger stuff, I think. But it was interesting. They did like stuff with like Free Comic Book Day. An issue came out for that, and like they were just doing cool stuff. It was a lot of fun to kind of read up on it and stuff like that. And I have like a shirt that's I think I wore it yesterday. That's like it's the bad guy Draken holding the Green Ranger helmet's all cracked, like the lens is all cracked, or the visor. It's just dope.
Did you ever see that YouTube video of it was like fan made?
The Power / Rangers by Adi Shankar? Yeah. Yeah. Super good.
I would have loved to have seen that be like turned into like an actual movie where it's just like really violent.
I think it's pretty cool. And like the idea behind it is like, this is the Power Rangers we remember. That's kind of what he was trying to do. I personally don't like it being super violent though. I think Power Rangers being kind of like almost like a cartoon is where it's the most special. Where like when you hit someone and they explode and like fire comes off of them, I think that's like way cooler than like if I hit you and blood came out.
Yeah, I can see your point there.
Like it being closer to like an anime, but live action is more special and requires more effort, I think, to produce it that way. And I think on a production level, it's far more fascinating.
Yeah. Do you think it's just not necessary? It would just be too jarring to the audience?
I don't think it's necessarily jarring. I just don't think you don't need to go that route. I don't think it makes it any cooler to make it so that someone's like, you know, you hear fucking Jason saying fuck. Like, I don't think you need that. I think it's like, you don't need people swearing and killing each other. Like it's like I don't mind if they were to die. I think that's kind of a cool idea. Like, they fucking killed the Ranger in Lost Galaxy, which was whack. So like they can do shit like that, but I just don't think you need to go like. You don't need to be like. It doesn't have to be like edgy and gritty to be like as cool as it is. I think it's just cool enough as it is.
Yeah.
I really do. I think that the genre of Tokusatsu is endlessly fascinating. Like Kamen Rider, super fucking cool. Any suits they try to put together are cool. The monster designs are cool. And then sometimes you look at it and you're like, this is kind of corny and cheesy, but that's kind of fun. Like when you see a monster who's got giant shoulders and all he can do is move his hand from his face outward to do an attack. All right, that looks weird if you're like trying to be like, keep it like, take it super seriously, but you're not. It's it is meant for children in Japan. Like it's not.
Yeah.
But it's just it's a cool genre. I'd love to make one, but I think it's very expensive because you have to make costumes and all that shit.
That'll be the height of our careers, making a fan-made like professional production of Power Rangers.
I want to do that. I would love to. Like honestly, I've contemplated like, what does it take to make one, and do I have to move to Japan?
Guys, let us know. Can we make this happen? Can you guys make our dreams come true, please?
I think we can. I could definitely make it happen. I just gotta. What I want to do, like I have so much of it figured out of like where I would reach out to make it happen. I just need to like have the money to make it happen. Because like I want to do like, honestly, what I would probably do if I was to be able to make one, I would have to.
Would it be based off of like an art, like an
no? I would do
oh.
my own thing, and I'd probably center it more in the vein of a Kamen Rider, where it would just be one hero, masked hero, because that would be cheaper. So I would probably do because if you do a full team,
it's like one ranger.
You do one person who
would they be OP as fuck?
Oh yeah, that's the whole. Yeah, I would do that. I would have it so it'd be like, and then I'd have probably just one monster design. Because again, that'd be cheaper.
Should bring back what was his name from Lightspeed Rescue, the demon dude.
Oh,
I had an action figure of him. It was really big. It was probably like
not Darkonda. That's from In Space. What is his name?
Probably like if you were to put him on the table, it was like that big.
Swear to God, Lightspeed Rescue's villains fucking dope. They're just demons. It's so cool.
He had a really interesting design.
It's very that one's so cool though. What the fuck's his name? It's not because Darkonda's the guy from.
It was like his chest downward was just like a demon face.
Yeah, he's just a demon.
Yeah.
He's so good. Diabolico.
Oh, Diabolico. Can I see the photo?
Yeah.
I need to see that again.
I knew it was something weird because I did look it up and I was like, when I saw his name.
I was gonna say Diablo, but I'm like, that's a game.
It's spelt like that. That's why I remember I saw it written out. And I was like, is it just Diablo?
I'm just like looking over at your desk. I've been like eyeing that Megazord.
That's a model. I had to build that. It's I fucked my finger up. Diabolico.
Oh man, so cool. That's cooler. He's cooler than I remember.
He's fucking really cool. The villains are fucking so cool, and there's like no reason because it's like one of the silliest premises of a series. It's just like they're like a rescue force, but their villains are dope as fuck.
I'm trying to think if there was ever a villain that I saw that was kind of like lackluster. Master Org.
Love him. I love Divatox, even though she's just a woman with a half face mask. I love her. But Turbo kind of sucks, but she's so good. She's so fucking. I wasn't
a fan of Turbo. If we ever get to if we get to Turbo, we can skip Turbo, right?
No, it's there's a lot of important shit that happens with Turbo. I just don't like Turbo as much. And then
when they made the kid the Blue Ranger,
I hate Justin so much. I hate him. Even as a kid, I was like, kids can't be Rangers.
Kids can't be Rangers.
Fuck that. I was like, I remember watching the movie when I was a little kid. I'm like, this can't happen. Apparently that happened because Rocky was just like, I just want to start a martial arts studio. So he like paced out.
But they got a kid. Was the kid already in the series to begin with anyway?
No, the kid was, he's from the movie. Like they, what happens? They're at a martial arts tournament. Which is just like a bunch of people standing in the ring fighting each other. It looked like a complete nightmare, but it's like a wrestling ring and like 18 people are standing there. And something, Rocky...
It's like we're set up for the wrong event.
He does an attack or someone throws him, I forget what, but he goes over the ring and like breaks his back. Mm-hmm. And he's in the hospital. And like before, he's like sleeping in the hospital and like Justin goes to like go visit him. And then he hears the other Rangers come in. He's like, oh, I'll just hide under the bed. and then he hears them talking about being Power Rangers, and like that's how he gets in, because he's like, "Hey guys, I can fill in." It's like, "Fuck you, I hate you so much."
Why would I forget? At first, were they just like, "No, you can't. You're just a kid."
No, I'm pretty sure that I forget. It's been a little while since I've seen Turbo, but I'm pretty sure they're just like, "All right, we need to fill his spot." I think because like he overhears them, and
it's like, do they not care? Like his parent, like you're literally putting this boy in danger. He could die, and then his death is going to be on your conscience forever, and then you have to go tell his tell his parents.
No, they just roll with it. That is the reason
he didn't have parents.
That's the reason. No, he does have parents because they talk to his dad a lot. The reason he's not in Rangers in Space is because he's a kid. And he's like, he can't go to space.
You can't go to space, but you can be a Power Ranger.
You got to go to school, young man.
Oh my god!
And so they leave him. Although he does have a crossover episode where he comes back. Which is
he still
neat.
A kid or is he older?
Oh, he's a kid. It's just a few like months later, but something's happening, and then he comes back.
Do they still do those like massive Power Ranger reunions where they bring back like every Ranger?
They've only done it like 4 times. They always do a crossover episode where the last group of 5 come back, but they have the one where like a bunch of Red Rangers came back. They had the legendary battle, which had literally it had a representation of almost every single series, sometimes even more than one.
They do a good job of still making them look like they used to. Like they obviously years have passed.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. There's a Kamen Rider episode where they summon every Ranger and every Kamen Rider in history, and I don't know what the fuck the context is, but the fucking video that I've watched 1,000 times of them summoning everyone is literally the biggest erection I've ever had.
Yeah,
it's so cool. I do not know what the context is. There's just like 7 or 8 Kamen Riders standing there, and they're like, "Oh, don't fuck with us," and then like a portal opens and like 70,000 fucking thousands of Rangers walk out, and then a bunch of riders walk out from the other side, and it's like, what is happening? I'm so fucking aroused right now. This is so cool. I do not remember why they summoned. I don't even know what that. I think it's one of the movies because they do a bunch of movies a year for that series, or for all the series. What I've been thinking about doing is once I catch up in Power Rangers, I'm gonna just start watching like all of the other shows just because it's fun, like as they come out. Because the new Sentai series is a night themed one. Oh, like Knights and Dragons. It looks pretty dope. I like the suits a lot. They look pretty cool. And then I don't remember.
We need to get like a noir.
The last one they did was they were what's his name? Lupin, the like thief, the gentleman thief, and cops.
Yes,
that was the theme of the last one. There was a team of like phantom thieves and gentleman thieves. I guess that's an interchangeable term, but a team of like gentleman thieves and a team of like cops. Like they I think they were on the same side or something. I don't know what the whole context was, but they've done that like 3-man team thing before a couple times. And then the newest Power Rangers, which is Beast Morphers, is from a 2013 series called Go Busters. It's Go Busters.
Go Busters.
And I've seen, weirdly enough, I know a guy who made a fan film using that footage, and it was fantastic. He did such a good job. Like at one point I was like, did he do this like from scratch? But no, like, he just like he just did a really good job editing it together. And I was like, oh man, this guy fucking killed it. The Red Ranger in that was he was lackluster. I could have done a better job. He was like very like uninterested. Like the person they had playing the Red Ranger or the Blue Ranger and the Yellow Ranger, because that's another 3-man team. That they were like super energetic and like they were like way more interesting. Like I was the Red Ranger. He was like way older than the other two, and he was like, why is this happening? He was like he's way older, and he just seemed really weird. And I was like, no thanks.
I think Cole from Wild Force was my favorite Red Ranger.
My favorite Red Ranger.
Andros.
I do love Andros. That was gonna be I do love Andros.
I almost said Andros.
I love Andros a lot. People hate him.
Why?
Because he's so dedicated to finding his sister that like sometimes he will put the team like at jeopardy to go find her. But,
that's what makes
him so interesting.
That's what made that.
And Astronema is amazing. Yeah. I love her so much.
Mm-hmm. I always, dude, Astronema was probably. Wait. I'm trying to think of who my first crush was in Power Rangers. It may have been Astronema. If you're not
Kimberly Hart, you're a child.
Well, it was.
Love her.
It was Kimberly.
There are episodes of Mighty Morphin that are actively too distracting. She's so hot.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? Who decided that you wear
still
this
looks
out?
good
She looks
for her
amazing.
age. Yeah.
She looks amazing. She looks exactly the same. Mm-hmm. She's in her and Tommy do cameos in the newest movie.
Really?
Yeah. That new movie is not bad. It's like the only complaint I have is the suit design is atrocious. And the Megazord looks like crap. But like other than that, it's fine. Like if someone just went in and changed the CG moments to just be the same like the old stuff or even just closer to it, I would be like 100% on board. Like, the only complaint is like the suits don't look good at all.
I liked the suits from Power Rangers in space.
Love them.
They were all pretty much the same, but like
they look great.
They looked great.
I love them. They look so good.
I think I had on VHS the whole entire Psycho Ranger arc.
Fucking love the Psycho Rangers so much. I'm so glad they tried to bring them back in Lost Galaxy and fucking kill the shit out of Hendrix. That was hot. And then fucking having Corone come back and being a good guy. Like, oh, fuck yes, everything about this is amazing.
You don't get moments like that in Power Rangers anymore, or at least I don't think you do.
Apparently what I've heard is there are the eras of who owns it. And once Saban sold it to... Who did they sell it to for? I forget. But like there's like eras of it where it's like this is owned by this person, so this is way worse. But RPM, which is like, I want to say the 13th season or something, is apparently amazing. Because when I was working a job where the guy I know who made the fan film, he worked there and he was super into the Power Rangers. I'm like, oh yeah, I like it too. And he was like super excited. But I hadn't watched it in years. And so I was like, I haven't watched it forever. Like, what should I like watch, or should I just start over? And he was like, go to RPM. It's totally isolated from the rest of them, but it's amazing. And from what I watched, which was only a little bit of it, it was super fucking cool. It's like a post-apocalyptic world, and like it's almost like Mad Max. There's like one city left of humanity, and then I forget what their power source is. I think it's artificially made, and they're like just like the last force of people to keep the Earth alive. And like it's a little and there's actually a cute thing too. There's like parts of it that are like very self-aware. Like when they're learning about their powers, the woman that's like explaining them is like, oh, and you'll notice that when you transform, there will be an explosion behind you because that is like the morphing grid's energy dumping out into like, so like
don't be alarmed.
Yeah, they're like when there's a giant explosion behind you after you guys all morph, that's gonna happen. It's like, oh, okay, like you guys know what you're doing. Like this is awesome. Let me see if I find out who owned what. So I guess they sold it to Disney. Yeah, so once Saban sold it to Disney, which is Wild Force Onward, that's apparently pretty good. And then I think it goes to Nickelodeon. It's really bad, which is like Samurai and stuff. Yeah, so Samurai. Once they get to Samurai, Super Samurai, and all that kind of shit, apparently that's not as good. Megaforce, Super Megaforce isn't bad. Good. Dino Charge not as good. And then people don't like Ninja Steel that much, but now it's owned by Hasbro, so we'll see what happens. Oh no, that's Neo Saban. I think is what Saban rebought it. I think is what happened, and that's like the Samurai Megaforce series. But RPM is apparently amazing, and I want to get there. But that's actually like recent. RPM was at 2009, which is crazy to think. That's like a decade old at this point, but still. The Dino or Super, I think it's Super Dino Charge or just Dino Charge. The Sentai series for that is hilarious. I've seen a couple episodes like randomly. It's like the Sentai series is so well done. There's a parody Sentai series called Akihabara Ranger. It's supposed to be like they're from Akihabara, so they're all like turbo nerds, and it's just so well done. I wasn't even that deep into like this stuff as I am now when I watched it, and I was fucking dying. There are so many. It's so funny. Like one of their morpher, or is it their morpher? Or when he gets to a super form, I forget what it was, but it's like a anime doll that turns into a gun, and then they can. They're so funny. And there's a second season for it, and in that second season, they meet the American Green Ranger and the American Red Ranger, and it's the suits, but with like the belt and the neck thing that they have is like American flag patterned. Oh, and it's so ridiculous. It's like then they're like super silly and like just fun. It was so fun to watch. I've been thinking about rewatching it to get to season 2, but I haven't jumped into it yet.
We should check that out.
It's really funny. I have it somewhere on my computer, but I was dying. The first episode is so funny. Oh, Mystic Force. Mystic Force is so cool. SPD I remember being really cool too, but I want to actually watch that.
I love how we everything revolves back to Power Rangers in this episode.
It's
We're gonna name this this episode Power Rangers and Furries. Even though we only touched on the idea of furries for like 5 seconds.
But it was an awakening moment for you, so it was very important nonetheless.
Yeah, I might be a furry, guys.
Oh well. Wait, there's that thing I just saw on Twitter. It was a Chinese newspaper outlet being like, people escape the cold wearing animal heads, and everyone's like, oh no, it's just a bunch of furries shut up in China. Oh no, it's so funny.
Hey guys, if you're into like anthropomorphic, like creatures, like all the power to you.
I think it's a really cool thing. I wish I had it.
There's nothing wrong with it. People chastise people for being furries all the time, but it's like, hey, you can't help what you like.
I think it's a really cool community. I wish I was into it, but I just don't get it.
Yeah.
But I would like to do a documentary on like the whole thing, because a lot of people still don't even know what it is. Because I've told other people about it, and they're like, "What? People dress up like mascots and fuck?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's fucking crazy, right?" I did a PowerPoint presentation in college in a sex class. We had to pick like a sex thing. And I was like, I do furries? And my teacher's like, I don't know what that is, sure. And I was like, fucking
what?
Let's go.
You're teaching a class about sex and you don't know about furries?
I mean, it's pretty much niche unless you're online. It's weird. A lot of people don't know what it is. And so I did this whole thing about it. And like my neighbor, freshman year, and then like he was actually, I think he lived near me every year. It was a furry. And I like when I first found out, I was like, fucking tell me everything. I am endlessly fascinated.
See, I had a giant like misconception about what furries were. I thought furries, like from when I first started hearing the term, I had no idea that it had anything to do with sex. I thought it was just like
some will claim that is not what it's about, but
someone will claim that's not what it's about. But like I thought the furries were like, like you go to like random sporting events and like they'll have like people will be there like dressed up in costumes that aren't really that aren't affiliated with that company whatsoever. They're just like going and dressing up like that. That's what I thought furries were.
Yeah.
And then, I had a friend that liked to do that.
Oh, really?
And I called them a furry, and they were just like, "Don't call me that." And I'm just like, "I'm sorry. That's what I thought the term was."
Right? Yeah.
And then apparently, I guess it's just like if you are sexually aroused by,
Jessica Rabbit. Oh, that's a human.
By Jessica Rabbit.
That's a person.
Or
actually.
Lola Bunny. Or Lola Bunny.
That's
Lola Bunny.
That's more accurate. Because Jessica Rabbit is actually a human
Space
being.
Jam. Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's like you can't help it.
I don't really like the art style that most furry art is done in. I think it looks weird.
What do you mean?
There's like a very specific art style that like most furry art is done in, and I personally don't click with it at all. It looks weird to me.
Is it like the fact that they still have paws?
No, like the actual like the general. I don't know how to explain it. The art style of like furry art, the way they draw like their eyes or something about it just does not click with me. Very similar to
because they're like sexualized.
No, not even that. Like even the non-sexual ones, I just don't like the way they look. Like the way they would draw, like the way they.
Can you pull up a picture and show me what you mean?
I'm trying to think of an example. Actually, I do know one. I'll pull.
Also, what were the name of those characters from Final Fantasy?
Viera. Viera.
Okay, I'm gonna save that for later.
Does Sonic Fox still have it as his thing? Yeah, so like I don't know, like that's not how I would draw an animal.
I don't find that particular photo
or like even this one. See how it's like it's close to almost being like
a cereal mascot.
Yeah, but it's not quite a cereal mascot. It just looks off, and I don't like the way it looks. So even if this was my thing, most of the time I wouldn't be able to get off to this because I genuinely don't like the way the artwork is done.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Would I dress up in a costume and with
I do want to go to a furry convention though, just see what that's like. I think
that would be cool. That would be really cool. But like would I the thing about like some of those like furry photos, it's like that's really hot. That's really that's really really hot. But like would I get into a costume and fuck someone? Absolutely. Wait, what?
I would love. Apparently they're out of control, a lot of the furry conventions, like the point where some like hotel chains are like fucking never. But I would like to go to one and just see what it's like.
Yeah.
And just be like, this is fascinating.
I don't think I ever did. You when you went to PAX, did you see anyone dress up?
That's a good question. I think I have before. think I saw like there was like 3 or 4 of them rolling around. I'm like, oh, okay. Makes sense. It's also fucking freezing outside, so that's probably the smartest move.
That's the worst thing about PAX East is how fucking cold it is.
It's awful most of the time. Yeah. I remember one year they moved it to March, and there was just mountains of snow, and you're like, this is the worst decision you guys could have made.
Yeah.
It was a bad choice.
You gotta come with me to PAX West or sometime, because like PAX West was really nice.
Yeah, I want to go to PAX West and PAX South. I want to see the different ones, because from what I hear from people who go to all 3, they're like, East has become the most overcrowded, and it's just a nightmare.
Everyone is in a rush to get somewhere at East. It's like, I think like East is like just crazy.
That's why they changed West.
West is pretty crazy and hectic as well.
They turned that because East became so much bigger than West. That's why West went from Prime to West, because it just wasn't the Prime one anymore. It's
interesting because PAX East was a big place. Also, another thing that I realized about West, you know how like at East, well, I can understand because of the Boston bombing and stuff like that, but like, you know how there's like metal detectors at like every entrance at PAX East. There were no metal detectors at West.
Oh, really?
None whatsoever.
That's interesting. When I first went to East, you could easily walk right in with even out a badge. Like no one checked it at the door. The only time you need a badge is if you want to go to the show floor. But if you wanted to wander those like upper hallways, you could easily do that.
Really? I got checked for my badge every time.
Now, when I first went 3 or 4 years ago, you could just roll right in. My friend who lived in Boston didn't have a ticket. He walked in and we hung out together.
And now it's like maximum security.
Yeah. There's no way you get in without a badge.
Yeah.
But when I first went like 3 or 4 years ago, it was probably 4 years ago at this point, you could, like, my friend literally didn't have a badge. He just walked in and we were hanging out because they didn't even ask for your badge. The only time they wanted to see it is if you want to go to the show floor or to the concert.
Yeah.
And so, but if you want to go to like the handheld lounge, go ahead. There was nothing stopping you.
Yeah.
You didn't have to buy a ticket. And so it was like kind of interesting. And for like the first few years we went, like that would the show floor was the least interesting thing for us. It was all the other stuff that we thought was way cooler.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh my God, we just hang out. That's all we do here. We're totally down. But yeah, so I would like to go to some different ones to see if they're like, because I hear South is like really low key now because it's just less people are going to that one.
I'm going to make that my goal. I do have a goal to make it to PAX East, but as of right now, I don't have any badges, and also I'm not even sure if I can get it off of work. I'm going to try and go down there during the weekend, but I originally was told that I could have it off, but then my coworker wants to go on vacation that same week, and he has seniority over me.
Ah, okay.
So East right now is kind of up in the air.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna try and make it. And if not, South for sure.
Yeah, I wonder if I gotta figure out the next like nerd convention I go to. There's so many anime conventions.
Albany Comic Con.
I've actually never got. Where was I? I was somewhere when that happened, and.
Do you know where they do that? I thought they do that at like the Desmond Hotel.
Yeah, they do. Fucking Rocky, the Red Ranger, was there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's how I knew it was happening, because I follow him on social media, and he posted he was going to do that. Bulk from Bulk and Skull, he follows me on Twitter.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, that just happened, actually. I forgot
that's
about
crazy. Does he listen to your podcast?
I have no idea. I'm pretty active on like liking stuff and stuff on Instagram, and I guess pretty much active in the Power Ranger community on Twitter as well. And he just randomly followed me. I have no idea why.
Oh, that's crazy.
I'm so happy.
If you're, what's his actual name?
It's Paul Schirner. Paul's his first name. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Paul, if you're watching this right now, I thought you were the funniest side character in Power Rangers, and I'm so glad that you were in more than one season.
Yeah, he's the one who stuck around the longest. Yeah, it's Paul Sharir, I think is how you pronounce it. He's the Hyperforce, which is the D&D thing they did. He's the Hyperforce Yellow.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is pretty cool.
He reminded me of John Candy.
Yes. I love him in Bulk and Skull. They're so fucking fun. And like when... do
they still ever make appearances in Power Rangers today?
No, they made an appearance as the duo in... I think it was the end of Super Samurai, I think. I think it was that one.
How old are they now?
I don't know. I know Skull is like a professor of like Shakespeare acting. He's like a PhD or something.
Oh, damn.
Like he's like a serious actor.
Damn.
And then I forget what Bulk does on the reg. But they seem like wonderful people.
Yeah.
Love them. I was kind of sad when in space they don't really play a huge role.
Nah.
Or Lost Galaxy, they really don't play a huge role either.
They were in the opening credits though.
Only Bulk is in Lost Galaxy for like a minute in the very beginning and at the very end. Him and the professor they hang out with. But they were like they were the only ones that were still from the original cast that were still there. So I can imagine if you're like, I want to do other projects, but also stick onto this, you might want to pull it back a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were there for so long. But yeah, it's I love them. I want to go to Power Morphicon. That's the one I really want.
Power Morphicon?
Power Morphicon is the Power Rangers convention.
Incredible.
It's they do it in LA. Astronema went there this year, and she did you could go and take pictures of her in the Astronema outfit. I was like, fuck me in the face. I want to go so bad. I'm so broke.
So cool. That is so cool.
It's not an expensive ticket, like to get a badge. It's not expensive, but you also have to stay in LA.
Yeah.
So that's where it like becomes difficult. Where it's like, oh shit, I'm now paying a lot of money to just be here.
I almost forgot. I think when I was going, my one of my biggest Power Ranger crushes was the Blue Ranger from Ninja Storm.
Oh yeah, I forget her name.
I forget.
I had her toy.
She was blonde and she was a surfer.
I had her toy. Even when I wouldn't watch the show, I used to buy the toys just all the time. Like, these just look cool. But mostly it is because I just like Tokusatsu, like costume design and stuff, and the monster.
She was just a badass that like you just don't fuck with her.
Yeah, it was.
I think that's why I think Power Rangers is why one of the main reasons why I've always been like more attracted towards like tomboys instead of like girly girls.
Yeah, I love it so much.
Sorry, girly girls.
I wish I cared more about the Lightspeed Rescue cast. The villains are the. Really
I don't
the
even
best
remember part. I don't even remember half of their names.
Carter, Chad, Kelsey, who's fucking terrible. I hate her so much. I cannot remember the Green Ranger's name.
Chad.
And then what the fuck? Oh, Dana. And then Ryan is the titanium.
Oh
Ranger.
yeah. I remember the episode where he got that cobra tattoo. Every single time that he morphed, it would just like crawl up like towards his neck and just like.
But like also while he was morphed, it would do it. I don't know. It's like the rules weren't very clear.
Yeah.
What the fuck is the? Oh my god.
I had a nightmare about that once.
That's hilarious.
That I once got a tattoo on my back, and every single time that I morphed, it was gonna eat me.
I cannot remember what his name is. He has a cowboy hat, and he rides, or he's a Joel. That's his name is Joel. He's a helicopter pilot. He's actually I do like him.
He reminded me of what's his name? He was in Holes, the guy that said I could fix that.
Oh my god, yeah, I don't remember that character's name at all.
Dule Hill.
I haven't watched.
Dule Hill. That's the actor's name.
Yeah, I haven't watched fucking Holes.
Dude, Holes was one of like the best. Can we just talk real quick about how Holes? We're going on like almost 2 hours here, but can we just talk quickly about how Holes was like the best live action Disney movie? One of them, at least.
Is that
for me? It was.
I'm trying to think of other examples.
It's a cult classic.
I don't dislike Holes. I'm trying to remember.
You look at that cast.
That was a fun. It
was a star.
It's a good movie.
You got Sigourney Weaver. You got John Voight.
There's a lot of big names in that movie for some reason. Fucking even Stevens there.
Yeah.
The fuck's his name?
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf. There it is. Shia LaBeouf.
You are finally safe from Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, that's such a weird video.
I love that video. It makes me. It's so funny.
Love it.
And then it cuts to the end, and he's just in the back. He's just like.
Yeah. I've never. People show me that. I was like, this is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I'd like so confused.
Oh, look at those! Look at the waveforms on my claps. They're like evenly spaced.
That is actually pretty impressive.
I am a master at the meter.
I mean, you're a drummer. Yeah. One would hope that you could hit a good rhythm.
Yeah.
All right, should we wrap up?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so this has been the a double cast.
Yes.
Of the Young Retro podcast and Your Brain on Tom. So any final thoughts on your end before we wrap this up?
I'm a furry.
All right, and then I'm also just done here. So love and kisses.